When should I use uuid.uuid1 versus uuid.uuid4 in Python? I understand the differences between the two from the docs. uuid1. Generate a uuid from a host ID, sequence number, and the current time. uuid4. Generate a random uuid. So uuid1 uses machine/sequence/time info to generate a uuid. What are the pros and cons of using each? I know uuid1 can have privacy concerns, since it's based off of machine information. I wonder if there's any more subtle when choosing one or the other. I just use uuid4 right now, since it's a completely random uuid. But I wonder if I should be using uuid1 to lessen the risk of collisions. Basically, I'm looking for people's tips for best practices on using one versus the other. Thanks.
uuid1 is guaranteed to not produce any collisions, under the assumption you do not create too many of them at the same time. I wouldn't use it if it's important that there's no connection between the uuid and the computer, as the MAC address gets used to make it unique across computers. You can create duplicates by creating more than 214 uuid1 and less than 100 NS, but this is not a problem for most use cases. uuid4 generates, as you said, a random uuid. The chance of a collision is really small. Small enough that you shouldn't worry about it. The problem is that a bad random number generator makes it more likely to have collisions. This excellent answer by Bob Amon sums it up nicely. I recommend reading the whole answer. Frankly, in a single application space without malicious actors, the extinction of all life on Earth will occur long before you have a collision, even on a version 4 uuid, even if you're generating quite a few uuids per second.
One instance when you may consider uuid1 rather than uuid4 is when uuids are produced on separate machines, for example when multiple online transactions are processed on several machines for scaling purposes. In such a situation, the risks of having collisions due to poor choices in the way the pseudorandom number generators are initialized, for example, and also the potentially higher numbers of uuids produced render more likely the possibility of creating duplicate ids. Another interest of uuid1, in that case, is that the machine where each GID was initially produced is implicitly recorded, in the node part of uuid. This and the time info may help if only with debugging.
My team just ran into trouble using uuid1 for a database upgrade script where we generated 120k uuids within a couple of minutes. The uuid collision led to violation of a primary key constraint. We've upgraded hundreds of servers, but on our Amazon EC2 instances we ran into this issue a few times. I suspect poor clock resolution and switching to uuid4 solved it for us.
One thing to note when using uuid1, if you use the default call, without giving clock_sec parameter, you have a chance of running into collisions. You have only 14-bit of randomness, generating 18 entries within 100 NS gives you roughly 1% chance of a collision. See birthday paradox/attack. The problem will never occur in most use cases, but on a virtual machine with poor clock resolution it will bite you.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.